So apparently, Thomas Tuchel never wanted Saúl Ñíguez. This is what's been floating around at the moment. Literally just broke maybe a couple of hours ago, and yeah, this now puts a little bit of an interesting twist, and kind of makes sense to me. The whole overall news of this and who Thomas Tuchel really wanted. Stay tuned for the whole video, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
All right, we are back again on the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. And as I said, the latest news that's floating around at the moment is this particular news. It's been, tweeted by Zach Lowy, who's a very good, does a lot of journalistic sort of work, has a really good publication. Do check out Breaking the Lines, their website. But this news actually comes from at Carrusel, which is Carrusel Deportivo, apparently a very well, known Spanish publication, Spanish journalists out there, and yeah, they generally have top, top sort of news. It's not one of those fake ones. So they've particularly come up with this information, and Zach Lowy has just put the tweet together. According to Carousel, Thomas Tuchel did not request the signing of Saúl Ñíguez. Chelsea did not include him in their sporting plans, and his arrival was merely a favour for the player's agents. Now, before we delve deep into my opinion and whatnot, I just want to see what the fans had to say about this. Vince, who's a very well-known Chelsea football Twitter account as well, specializes in Chelsea news. He's saying that's so untrue with a wink emoticon. A few other fans saying, well done, most reliable journalist. So there you go. It's a very reliable journalist out there. Henry saying, how reliable is this source? PYS makes a lot of sense to be fair. I don't think this is true. Tuchel wouldn't start him in his first match if he didn't want and rate him. And then someone else replied back saying that was after an international where all our midfielders played loads of minutes for their national team, so it was no-brainer to start him. But he was hooked at halftime. If Tuchel didn't tell the board that he wanted an extra midfield for the season, they wouldn't have gone and signed Saúl on loan on deadline day for the fun of it. And many other fans go on saying, this one saying that makes a lot of sense. Zach Lowe mentions that Saúl wanted to leave and that Simeone wants to get him off the wage bill as well. Now I understand all these reports that were pushing him to Barca, then Liverpool. Crazy the power agents have today. Bennett is one of the most powerful agents today. Bennett is the agent of Saúl. So we know Saúl was very close to Liverpool, I believe, and Barcelona as well, because Griezmann was going towards Atletico Madrid, and I think the move was that Saúl was going to be going back, the other way to Barcelona. So, and there was a lot of talks that Saúl was going to be going to Liverpool, if you guys remember. So it's very, very strange, how it all transpired right at the end. And now comes my opinion about this whole situation. I personally don't think Saúl was a Thomas Tuchel, request as well. I mean, if you think about it, Saúl's not really a sitter, and I think we were kind of looking for a particular midfielder that was going to sit. Jorginho is the particular player that we have at the moment that sits, and we wanted someone who's capable of not completely doing what Jorginho does, but has the ability to sit deep, be the deepest midfielder, be disciplined, and allow for the midfielders to bomb up. And I don't think Saúl fits that particular notion. If you think about it, I mean, under what circumstance would we have needed Saúl? Why would the club think about Saúl is the kind of character that we needed in midfield? We've got Kovacic, we've got Kante, we've got Jorginho. And at that time, you know, Ruben Loftus-Cheek was still sticking around. Ross Barkley did not have a particular home to go to as well. So we had options if we wanted different variations. So what was the thought process around Saúl? That's what I wanted to know. That what was the thinking to get him? And to be honest, I can't make sense of it. I can't make sense how Saúl Ñíguez, was a requirement in midfield. So for me, this particular information from the Spanish publication Carrusel Deportivo, it kind of makes sense. Probably Thomas Tuchel never wanted him. And it says here, Chelsea did not include him in their sporting plans, and his arrival was merely a favor for the player's agent. It kind of tells me that there's still a lot of corruption in football when an agent has that much power to push a player around like Saúl Ñíguez to a club like Chelsea. That's incredible. And I think Saúl Ñíguez, as I said, there was strong rumors of him going to Liverpool. I don't even think if Liverpool would be interested in him anymore. And there was also rumors that if Griezmann goes to Barcelona, that Saúl was going to if Griezmann was going to Atletico Madrid, then Saúl was going to go to Barcelona. So, yeah, I don't even think if Saúl was that interested to come to Chelsea. I think at the end of the day, Atletico Madrid wanted him gone. Diego Simeone didn't want him in the squad. So Saúl was left in a place where he had to leave. And that's exactly what has happened. I think now, to be honest, Thomas Tuchel's first preference was Declan Rice. This is what was getting rumored around. This is what was most of the top Chelsea journalists out there were tweeting and commenting on, that Declan Rice was the player that Thomas Tuchel wanted. And Declan Rice, in all honesty, kind of fits that bill of that sitting midfielder, even though he hasn't been playing that in recent times. But as a sitting midfielder, that's something that Declan Rice can do. He's done it for England. He's done it even for West Ham previously. It's just in recent times he's more box to box. So I've got no doubt now that Thomas Tuchel's first choice was probably Declan Rice. Tchouaméni is probably the club choice because of Declan Rice's price. So that's why Tchouaméni comes into play. And not to say that Tchouaméni doesn't have the skill set. He definitely does have the skill set to be a sitter as well. So, yeah, the bottom line that I want to say is, if we ever see the downfall of Thomas Tuchel, and I don't wish that on him, it will be because club does crazy business like this where they bring in a player that's probably not necessary. So I sincerely hope the club doesn't fall into this trap down the track and they give Thomas Tuchel what he kind of wants. Do let me know what your thoughts are in this particular news. And, if you think if Saúl Ñíguez was a requirement, do you believe this particular news? And check out the latest stream. It will be in the description. I'll put it into the end cards as well, where we talked about Chelsea's midfield future. Do check that out, where we had fantastic conversation with Amir, and that will give you a little bit more perspective what we think Chelsea's future midfield looks like. If you've enjoyed this video, smash the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe. Hit the bell notification to keep in touch with all my content. Until next time, see you.